The world of rock music has been shaken by heartbreaking news. Glenn Hughes, one of the most distinctive voices in the history of hard rock, has officially announced that he is stepping away from touring for the foreseeable future. The decision has nothing to do with a lack of passion for performing. Instead, it comes as the 74-year-old music legend prepares to undergo another open-heart operation. Known to millions of fans around the world as the voice of rock, Hughes revealed that his health must now take priority over everything else. The announcement immediately sparked an outpouring of support from fans and fellow musicians alike, many of whom have followed his extraordinary career from his early days with Trapeze, through his iconic years with Deep Purple, and into his remarkable solo career. In a heartfelt statement shared on social media, Hughes admitted that stepping away from the stage was one of the most difficult decisions he has ever had to make. Over the past year, he has quietly been battling a number of health problems. Following a series of extensive medical examinations, including MRI scans, CT scans, and an echocardiogram, his medical team delivered the news that he would need to undergo another open-heart surgery. For Hughes, there was simply no alternative. "My health has to come first." Those few words perfectly capture the seriousness of his condition. After spending more than 5 decades entertaining audiences across the globe, he must now focus entirely on recovery, rather than performing under the bright lights of the world's greatest concert stages. Despite the difficult circumstances, Hughes expressed nothing but gratitude. He said he feels incredibly fortunate to have been blessed with a life filled with music, describing his remarkable journey as the greatest gift he could ever have received. He also thanked the millions of fans who have stood beside him throughout his career, supporting him through every chapter of his musical journey. His emotional message touched fans across the world, many of whom have followed his career for generations. For lovers of classic rock, Glenn Hughes needs little introduction. Born in Cannock, Staffordshire, England, Hughes grew up listening to an eclectic mixture of musical influences. From the timeless songwriting of the Beatles to the soulful sounds of Motown and the explosive rise of British hard rock, these diverse inspirations helped shape a musician unlike any other. His unique ability to blend soulful vocals with powerful rock performances would eventually earn him worldwide recognition as one of the finest singers of his generation. Hughes first attracted widespread attention as both bassist and vocalist for Trapeze during the early 1970s. His immense musical talent soon caught the attention of Deep Purple, and in 1973 he joined the legendary band alongside newly recruited frontman David Coverdale. The arrival of Hughes and Coverdale marked the beginning of one of the band's most celebrated eras. Together they released 3 hugely influential albums. The first was Burn in 1974, an album widely regarded as one of Deep Purple's finest recordings. Later that same year came Stormbringer, which introduced a stronger blend of funk, soul, and blues into the band's signature hard rock sound. This was followed by Come Taste the Band in 1975, the final studio album featuring Hughes before that incarnation of Deep Purple disbanded in 1976. Although the lineup existed for only a few years, its influence on rock music remains enormous. Many of the songs recorded during that period continue to be performed today and are regarded as essential classics within the hard rock genre. Hughes's contribution to music was officially recognized in 2016 when he and his Deep Purple bandmates were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. For many fans, the honor simply confirmed what had long been obvious. Glenn Hughes had secured his place among rock's true legends. His most recent live appearance took place on May 30th at the Arcada Theatre in St. Charles, Illinois. Performing alongside the Dead Daisies under the special project The Purple Daisies, Hughes delivered an unforgettable evening featuring a collection of classic Deep Purple songs that thrilled the audience from beginning to end. At the time, few realized that the performance could become his final concert before undergoing major surgery. In truth, warning signs had already begun to emerge earlier in the year. Back in January 2026, Hughes announced the cancellation of his planned US spring tour, The Chosen Years. The tour was intended to celebrate every stage of his remarkable career, featuring songs from Trapeze, Deep Purple, Hughes/Thrall, Iommi/Hughes, and Black Country Communion. Renowned guitarist Søren Andersen had been scheduled to join the tour, while Ash Sheehan was set to perform on drums. Unfortunately, those plans had to be abandoned as Hughes concentrated on his health. In September 2025, he released his acclaimed solo album Chosen, proving once again that age had done nothing to diminish the remarkable power of his voice. Singles including Chosen, Voice in My Head and Into the Fade were warmly received by both fans and music critics, reinforcing his reputation as one of rock's greatest vocalists. Following the album's release, Hughes embarked on an extensive European and South American tour. Beginning in Zoetermeer, the Netherlands, in early September, the tour travelled across numerous countries before concluding in Bogotá, Colombia, at the end of November. The demanding schedule demonstrated his extraordinary dedication to performing, even though his health was already becoming an increasing concern behind the scenes. Hughes's solo career stretches back nearly 5 decades. His debut solo album, Play Me Out, was released in 1977 and marked the beginning of an impressive catalogue that would eventually grow to more than a dozen studio albums. Throughout those years, Hughes established himself not only as an outstanding solo artist, but also as one of rock's most respected collaborators. He formed Hughes/Thrall with guitarist Pat Thrall, producing an album that remains a cult favourite among rock enthusiasts. Over the years, Hughes has worked alongside an astonishing collection of legendary musicians. His collaborators include Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath, Gary Moore, John Norum, Dave Navarro, Chad Smith, John Frusciante of Red Hot Chili Peppers, Joe Satriani and Steve Vai. Whether singing, writing songs or playing bass, Hughes consistently brought his unmistakable musical identity to every project. Most recently, he reunited with Tony Iommi on Robbie Williams' 2025 single Rocket, once again demonstrating that his creativity remains as vibrant as ever. Today, however, fans around the world are thinking less about future albums or concerts and more about Glenn Hughes' recovery. Their greatest hope is that his forthcoming surgery will be a complete success and that he will enjoy many more healthy years ahead. Even if his days of extensive touring have come to an end, his musical legacy is secure. For more than 50 years, Glenn Hughes has inspired generations of musicians and entertained millions of fans across every corner of the globe. His extraordinary voice, timeless recordings, and immeasurable contribution to rock music have ensured that his place in history will never be forgotten. But the legacy of Glenn Hughes will continue to echo through the history of rock music, reminding us all that even the greatest performers must sometimes step away from the spotlight to fight the most important battle of all, the one for their own health.